Sí, porque estamos en el área de los Obediera.
Bird diagrams.
They're beautiful. Someone.
Does this count as
Yeah,
being...
no, doesn't matter.
Vale, vámonos. Cuarzo de Penélope, es que parece una pajarera. Sí que lo parece, ¿eh?
That's some flower.
There's something weird about it. It just feels out of place.
Una flor de vivos colores con una forma inusual. Se la ve muy sana y bien cuidada. La tierra de la maceta parece fresca y húmeda. También es de un color azul inusual.
Ever get the feeling you're being watched?
The mannequins don't have eyes, though.
That's not a comforting sentence.
No.
A little tea set. Looks recently used.
One of the cups has tea in it.
What's in the other one?
Birdseed.
Alpiste, ok.
A little bedtime reading?
Let's see. Romance novels, detective novels, and
What?
this one appears to be both.
Nice.
Ah, fantástico.
That bed. It's like something from a fairy tale.
Does it feel warm over here, or is it just me?
No, you're right. Maybe the bed has some kind of heater.
It's not coming from the bed.
That bed.
Does it feel...
No,
It's
you're-
not coming from the bed. It's coming from the wall.
¿La pared?
This is the fanciest room so far.
Too fancy.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
This is the fancy...
Too...
What does
I don't
that...
know.
That might be the most pointless staircase I've ever seen. Traveling cases.
Empty. All of them.
Traveling cases.
Empty. All of them.
This is the fancy...
Too...
What
I
does...
don't know. It's a birdhouse.
Are those real birds?
A ver.
Nope. They're wooden.
They're using up all the perches. What if a real bird wanted to use it?
Vale. ¿Hay alguna lógica aquí? Obviamente, bueno, no lo sé, ¿eh? Estoy mirando a ver y me da la impresión de que es como colores derivados de, ¿verdad? Por ejemplo, verde. Vale, no, esto no.
Nope.
There must be some logic to how the birds are arranged. Something to do with those white lines.
Sí, es como...
Nothing.
I think the birds are...
A
I
ver.
guess that's...
It's a family tree. The colors and eyes combine as they go down the family line. You'll need to start with blue and yellow at the top.
¿En serio? Ok. ¿Así?
I guess that's wrong.
It's a family tree. You'll need to start with blue and yellow.
I guess that's
It's a
wrong.
family tree. You'll need to start with blue and yellow.
I guess that's
It's a
wrong.
family tree. You'll need to start with blue and
A ver. Creo que es así, ¿eh?
I guess that's
It's a
right.
No,
family tree.
claro,
You need to
es
start
al
with
revés,
blue.
claro. Ojo abierto y ojo cerrado hacen esto, claro. Digamos.
Got it.
Claro, qué tontería. Estaba haciendo yo la progresión de cerrar el ojo cuando en realidad es simplemente el resultado de las dos. Claro,
I'm impressed.
soy tonto.
Did the door open? What's in there?
Now I get her. Entonces el papel arrancado hecho bola. En su interior había pétalos de flores rojas. El papel tiene graveteado un mensaje airado. Ahora irá por ella. Los pétalos de flor proceden de rosas rojas que crecen en el jardín de la azotea. Claro.
Looks like nature invited itself in. Rude.
Bueno.
You know, the birds can easily get in and out of those cages.
Well, if that's true, can they even be considered cages?
Bueno, digamos casas. Vamos a hablar con ella de esto.
I must say the girls are awfully well behaved today. I think they know we're in the presence of company.
They belong to you. Why do you keep them in a cage?
They need a special diet, particular treatment. I let them out to fly occasionally, of course. But they're all one of a kind. I couldn't let anything happen to them.
Do they have names?
Of course. Let me introduce you to Tabitha, Tamara, and Tatiana.
I've already
Okay.
forgotten all three of those names.
Which one is which?
Oh, that's simple. Tatiana is the oldest, Tabitha is the most patient, and Tamara has the best sense of rhythm.
Glad we cleared that up.
What about the one on your head?
On my head? He's just my hat. He doesn't have a name. Who would name their hat?
Ah, pensé que era un pájaro de verdad, ¿eh?
Yes, it's my... my flower.
You don't like it?
I'm no good at caring for plants. I forget to water them. Birds are much easier. They're a lot more vocal when they get thirsty.
Do you at least like the look of the flower?
The look?
The colors? The shape of it?
Between you and me, I think it's a little vulgar.
Me recuerda un poco a Poppy, ¿no?
That's rather strange, now isn't it?
We
Un
found
poco,
it in
¿no?
your room.
Just lying around, was it?
Nope. You'd hidden it, but we found it.
We do that.
Who's the her in the message? And what's the deal with the petals?
It's really none of your business.
Vale, pues le preguntaremos a otra persona, no te
There's
preocupes.
something about those petals we found in Penny's room. Something suspicious.
Let's ask her about it.
Sí.
Yeah, we found this.
Oh, that's nothing.
You wrote, "Now I'll get her," on a piece of paper and hid it in your room. That's not nothing.
Me acabo de dar cuenta de una cosa, ¿eh?
Actually, it's not the message I wanted to ask about. It's those red flower petals.
The petals.
Me acabo de dar cuenta de una cosa. Cuando hemos encontrado el papel en la habitación no nos ha saltado ese aviso, ¿eh? Salta cuando agotas conversación. Tío, otra vez mi obsesión por agotar conversación con todo el mundo paga. Paga estos momentos, tío. Está muy bien. Son de esos rosas rojas.
They're from red roses. And there's only one place in Tangle Tower with red roses.
We need a clue. Something that shows the roses. And who they belong to.
Ah, bueno, eso es fácil. Está el dibujo, pero... Sí, son... Está el rojo, sí.
It's a drawing of Fitz and Poppy in the rooftop garden. See what Fitz is holding?
I can't imagine what you're getting at, but it doesn't matter. I couldn't have taken anything from the rooftop garden. It's only accessible from Fitz's room or Poppy's room. How could I have taken something from a garden to which I have no access?
Is it really only accessible from those 2 bedrooms?
For most people, it would be. But don't forget, Penny's the resident ornithologist.
My dears, what are you accusing me of?
Claro. Había plumas de pájaros en el jardín. Claro. digamos.
One of Penny's birds was used to spy
cerca,
on Poppy and Fitz, but it didn't work. Almost. Maybe just change one.
Robarles dinero no, porque están planeando un asesinato, ¿no?
One of Penny's birds was used to spy on Poppy and Fitz and steal evidence from them. We know those 2 have been spending time together in the rooftop garden. I'm guessing you got paranoid. Wanted to know what they were up to.
I'm just not the jealous type. I would never suspect Fitz of anything like that. Besides, Tabitha hardly ever leaves her cage. She's certainly never flown up to the rooftop garden.
We need a clue to compare with Penny's birds. Something to prove one of them has been in the rooftop garden.
Las plumas. Claro. Mira.
Let's take a closer look at these.
Esa pluma amarilla. Se la dejó la María de Penny cuando visitó el invernadero. No, cuando visitó el jardín de la azotea, claro.
This yellow feather was left behind by Penny's yellow bird when it visited the rooftop garden.
I
Confiesa.
can't stand it! Knowing the 2 of them are hidden away up there in their private little garden. I couldn't risk spying on them myself, so I asked dear Tabitha to do it for me. I knew she'd be able to bring me back some evidence.
Sorry, Penny, but are you not overreacting a little?
You don't understand. Fitz is slipping away from me. He's so quiet with me these days, but being with Poppy seems to bring him out of his shell. I don't know what he sees in her miserable little... I apologize. This really isn't your burden to bear.
Vale. Vale, vamos a agotar conversaciones con todo el mundo de nuevo, ¿eh? Yo estoy seguro de que en algún momento hablaremos con ella, ¿no?
Do you know anything about these birds? Or birds in general?
En algún momento escucharemos su voz, ¿no?
What do you know about Penny?
I can't really imagine those 2 being friends, to be honest.
You never know.
Vale, vamos en orden.
Penelope seems to have really settled into a groove. She struggled a bit when she was younger, always a little estranged.
How come?
Well, she was mostly raised by her uncle, and he really only makes time for his own daughter. Now, of course, she's bringing the two families together through her marriage. It's a nice gesture, heartfelt, but futile.
Ok.
Bizarre things, aren't they? Penelope seems rather attached to them.
Do you not feel sorry for them in that little cage?
Come now, I'm sure they could leave if they really wanted to. That looks like it might belong to Fitz. Goodness me!
Vale, vámonos. No nos ha dicho nada útil, pero tampoco tiene por qué decir nada útil de todo.
I am scared of birds.
Why?
It is an irrational fear. I have no suitable explanation.
Oh,
It is a flower. It reminds me of something, but I cannot say what. Who is this her to whom the message refers?
well, I don't know exactly.
Then how can I meaningfully evaluate this object? Next!
Muy bien, next.
Name: Penelope Pointer. Age: 27. Profession: ornithologist. Likes: birds. Dislikes: insects. Notes: Penelope is very beautiful. I have never had very much in common with her.
Una distancia ahí, parece que simplemente no hay una conexión entre ellas dos.
I find her rather embarrassing. Little more than a spoiled child.
Penny must be at least 25.
27. Just makes it worse. Three birds, one cage. What makes them worth keeping cooped up, I wonder? Would they not be happier flying free?
But then they might fly away from Tangle Tower entirely.
I wonder if they would. And you consider that important evidence, do you? These people really are ridiculous, aren't they?
Pues sí, un poco. Pero falta por verte un poquito más a ti, ¿eh?
Penelope is my fiancée.
Don't take this the wrong way, but Penny doesn't really strike me as your type.
She's not who she pretends to be. People think she's... well, they make assumptions.
And how's the relationship doing recently?
Good. It's good.
Ya.
Penelope's 3 favorite birds. She's very protective over them.
Are they like her pets? Do they have names?
Oh, they have names. Penelope loves to name things.
Do you remember what she named them?
I do not.
Ah, muy bien.
A flower.
Yeah, it's a flower. We found it in Penny's room.
Okay.
Mean anything to you?
Why would it?
Come on.
I don't really go into Penny's room or anywhere in Pointer Tower. I just don't have a reason to.
Hostia, pero no se la diste tú.
Those petals, they,
What?
they're red.
No entiendo, ¿la maceta no se la dio él? Ok. Eso me ha desconcertado un poquito, ¿eh?
Feathers flashing in the light, from a sunbeam gleaming bright. I shield my eyes and turn my head, but all at once I've been misled. Light is shining on the stage, but through the railings of a cage. I think it's kinda cruel to keep 3 birds in one cage like that.
Does Penny not let them out to fly?
Oh, she does. She must do. But I don't think they're allowed to go far. Penny can be a little protective. Never seen that one before. Was it in the greenhouse?
No, we found it in Penny's room.
Ah, right.
Hmm.
Those petals.
What about them?
It's nothing. They're just unusual.
Vale. Ahora sí ya nos podemos ir. Vamos a seguir investigando. Esta vez vamos a ir a la última habitación que nos falta, en realidad. Al profesor.
Pretty. Pretty.
The bell jar. It's empty.
What do people normally keep in bell jars?
Other than bells, you mean?
Muy bien.
A Spyglass to the Stars. Volumes 1 to 12.
They're in very good condition.
Trinkets.
They're clearly gizmos. There's something kinda disappointing about this room. I just expected a bit more from an astronomy tower.
Oh,
I
does
see.
it not compare to all the other astronomy towers you've been to? It's too cloudy to see any stars right now.
It's also daytime.
Entonces, ¿a qué está mirando?
Trinkets.
They're clearly gizmos.
Trinkets.
They're clearly
It's too cloudy.
It's also daytime.
A picture frame.
With no picture.
It's full of tea, but it's gone cold.
Criminal.
It's a chart of the solar system. Which planet are you from, Sally?
Hmm. Fanny,
It's a chart of the solar
eres un
system.
hombre gracioso.
Which planet are you from?
Eres un graciosillo, Ancha.
It's tidier than my desk. The notebook is untouched. It's completely blank.
So, even the most well-used notebooks start off blank.
It's tidier than my desk.
So, even the most well-used notebooks.
It's tidier than my desk.
So, even the most well-used notebooks.
It's tidier than my desk.
So, even the most well-used.
Vale.
There's something kinda. Just.
Does it not
Veamos qué hay aquí.
You know, I've always.
A mechanical solar
I
system?
would look at it.
Un segundito, quiero
You know,
que he clicado
I've
demasiado
always
rápido.
wanted one of those.
A mechanical solar system? What would you do with it?
I would look at it.
Ok.
Wait a minute. Earth in the middle. Sun on the outside. How old is this thing?
¿Esto qué es? Todos los planetas se suelen ir en torno al centro.
Nothing.
So there are two ways to move the shadows. Rotate the planets and rotate the sun and moon.
Vale. Ok. Pero ¿cuál es el objetivo?
I guess that's wrong.
I think you just need to get the shadows to line up with the shape on the base.
Ya, pero ¿con cuál de ellas? ¿Con todas?
Nope.
The sun and moon need to be at 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock. The shape on the base is symmetrical, so it doesn't matter which is which.
Ok. 5 o'clock y 3 o'clock, ¿ha dicho?
Nope.
The sun and moon need to be at 1 o'clock. The shape on the base is symmetrical.
Vale. Ah, entiendo. Vale.
Nope.
The sun and moon need to be at 1 o'clock. The shape on the base is
Sí,
symmetrical.
yo creo que es así como... Vale. Vale. ¿Así?
That's the one.
Ok.
Hey, not bad.
Te ha costado, ¿eh?
Did you hear that? Something unlocked.
There's a little hatch underneath. What's in there?
A bunch of paper. Looks like somebody's research.
Ah, The Golden Scarab. Oh, el tesoro del que hablaba la tipa esta, ¿verdad? Ah, varias notas y diagramas de una investigación. El escarabajo dorado, llamado así por su exoesqueleto compuesto por un mineral idéntico al oro en un 90% aproximadamente, vive varios años. Se defiende de los depredadores con un fuerte silbido. Se han registrado más de 95 decibelios. Y por ser totalmente indigerible. Este místido tiene la reputación un tanto espuria de traer la mala suerte a quienes lo ven. Ok. Vale.
We already solved it.
Vale. Solo nos falta...
Let's at least introduce ourselves before touching his telescope.
Always a good roll.
Shh, listen. Do you hear them? The stars. They're whispering. So quiet, and yet so loud.
What are they whispering about? Are they spreading rumors about us?
I shouldn't think they concern themselves with such insignificance. We are but specks of dust, you and I.
Mm-hmm. Could this speck of dust start by telling me his name?
You find yourself standing in the astronomy tower of one Professor Percival Pointer.
Seems like this tower belongs to the Pointers, and the other one belongs to the Fellows.
Well observed, my dear. Tangle Tower is something of a duality, as it happens. Meaningless boundaries, really. They exist only in our minds.
Helpful.
Háblanos sobre ti.
Me? Not much to say. Strictly speaking, I'm the current head of the Pointer family. And of course, father to my precious Poppy.
And a professional astronomer?
Oh, no, that's just a little hobby. I mean, yes, I've studied the stars for over 35 years, published 17 books.
Just a little hobby.
Sounds like you're quite well known. You must bring in a good amount of money.
Oh, dear me, no. My field of research has never yielded any kind of stable financial return, nor would I expect it to. I am nothing but a humble interpreter for the cosmos, working to translate its message so that I may share it with the world.
Cool. Tell the cosmos I say hi.
Eso. Cuéntanos qué pasó ayer.
The day began as any other, with blissful, unremarkable routine. I took my usual morning walk around the gardens. Fresh air does wonders for the mind.
Did you see anyone else?
Penelope and Fitz were in the greenhouse together. I didn't bother them, of course. I sat for a while besides the pond in the garden. It's a favorite spot of mine. Eventually, I returned to my tower and buried myself in my studies for the afternoon.
Did you use your telescope yesterday?
Once the stars began to appear, naturally.
For how long?
I can't say. I've been known to lose hours at my telescope.
Did you see anything?
No actual discoveries, if that's what you mean.
So you were all alone up in the astronomy tower. Must have been a while before you found out what had happened to Freya.
Quite. Normally, I would be the last to find out about such a thing. But a curious tug of fate led me towards the fellow tower later that evening.
Vale, ahora nos lo cuentas. Pero primero... Bueno, declaración.
I was at my telescope for the majority of the evening, but at one point I returned to my desk to look something up in a reference book. I couldn't find the book I wanted, so I figured Fiona must have borrowed it. I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall. I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library. She looked impatient and slightly frustrated.
Same as ever, then?
Quite. I passed her by and went upstairs to Fiona's room. The door was locked, but I could hear shouting coming from inside. I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter. I had no desire to invade their privacy by eavesdropping, so I waited for them to finish and come out into the hall. Before I could ask about the book, Poppy grabbed my hand and took me upstairs along with Fiona. It was apparent that both of them had already been crying about something. We went up to Flora's tower. Freya was laying on her back, right in the middle of the room. Flora and Fitz were already there. They both looked stoic as ever. Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did, and then Fiona went downstairs with Poppy for some reason. I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
Why did you leave so quickly? Wasn't there anything you could have done to help?
Don't take this the wrong way, but the whole ordeal is fellow family business. I'm quite sure they don't need me getting in the way at a time like that.
Un poco frío. Entiendo a lo que te refieres.
I don't especially want to talk about myself. Introspection often leads to vanity.
Wait, does it?
Why don't we discuss the moons of Jupiter instead?
I'm not sure if we have time. Aren't there like 10 of them?
83.
Yeah, we don't have time.
Dios,
Penelope,
83
our
lunas.
resident ornithologist.
Penny's your niece, is that right?
At this moment in time, until she marries the gardener.
She'll still be your niece.
But she'll depart from the world of the Pointers and join the Fellows. Like rats deserting a sinking ship.
Jesus. Este hombre tiene algunas pasiones,
My Poppy, my pride and joy. Exceptionally talented pianist from a young age. She... Hold on. Why is she on your list of suspects?
Because she's a suspect.
Oh, no. I can personally vouch for her innocence. She'd never... Well, the truth is, she loved Freya very dearly.
If you don't mind me asking, what happened to Poppy's mother?
Primrose? She was Flora's sister, a Remington by birth. The playing field has never really been even since she left.
Where did she go?
Away. She went away.
Qué raro todo eso, ¿no?
What do you want me to say? He's the gardener.
He's a member of the family.
Yeah, but not the Pointer family.
What happened to his parents, do you know?
His father, Flint, is Felix's brother. Strange man. Don't think anybody knows what happened to him, but he certainly doesn't live here anymore.
What about his mother?
Emily? I've not met her. She never actually married into the fellow family. Her relationship with Flint was, it was short-lived.
Faltan sospechas de estos tres, ¿eh?
Nobody could deny her talent. She was remarkable, artistically gifted, but also highly intelligent.
Those two things aren't mutually exclusive, you know.
Was she ever interested in astronomy?
I don't think she was. The fault may well lie with me for failing to inspire her. But I think she was captivated by more tangible things here on Earth. My daughter loved her. Fiona, too. That said, in the last year or so, more and more I begun to notice her by herself, wandering the gardens at the most peculiar hours. She must have explored every inch of the grounds 100 times over. Quite a restless spirit, I think. I'm surprised she chose to live at Tangle Tower as long as she did. Hard to read, that one, but she seems to know what she's doing.
She's kind of mean.
You know, I simply assumed all detectives were sharp, rigorous, and thorough. Then, of course, I met you.
¿Eso es algo bueno, algo malo? No entiendo muy bien qué quieres decir con eso.
Ah, yes, the heiress of Tangle Tower. Goodness knows what'll happen when she takes charge. I dare say she'll confiscate my telescope and replace it with a microscope.
She doesn't seem to be the type to impress her will on others.
Still, keep an eye on her. Dangerously intelligent, that one.
You sound jealous. Wait, are you two science rivals?
Oh no, we operate on very different wavelengths. Literally.
Sí, ella parece un poco más centrada dentro
He should learn to
de la
make the
locura.
most of his lot in life. And he does have a lot. In life.
You're talking about money?
Among other things, but yes, he currently has agency over a small fortune. That is, if he hasn't already squandered it or lost it.
You two don't get on?
Oh no, we're the best of friends.
Ya veo. Se nota, se nota.
A listless soul drifting through
Se nota, se
the
nota.
ether.
What's wrong with her?
Not sure. She's always been troubled. Comes from a dysfunctional family. I'd say you could ask her about it, but I think you might find that to be a bit of a dead end.
Ok, vamos a esta parte tan alucinante.
So which one is Tangle Tower?
What's that?
There are two towers, right?
Todo es
Flora's
Tangle Tower.
and your astronomy tower.
Neither? Truly, I have no idea. You'd have to ask Flora.
She named the house?
The whole thing is a result of her squabbling with her family.
With Felix, you mean? Her husband?
No, her brother and sister, and her father. The Remington family was a rather tumultuous little unit, you see. I don't think Flora has spoken with any of them in over a decade. Not exactly a wealth of information, is it?
It's
Bueno, cada
enough.
vez más, ¿eh? Cada vez más.
A very old statue indeed. I'd recommend you leave it well alone. The poor fellow's in bad enough shape as it is.
Algo
Isn't
sabe,
the
¿no?
process of decay fascinating?
It's not really decaying. It's plastic.
It's becoming one with nature, all the same. Where on earth did you find that?
It was in a bush outside. I think someone threw it away.
How peculiar. I find that painting to be in rather bad taste.
Oh, yeah?
The knife with real blood on it? The whole thing is rather vulgar. Here's a thought. Do you suppose the paintbrush could be the murder weapon? After all, it was found at the scene, right next to Freya's body.
I guess it's possible.
No sé. Coincide con las
Curious little
heridas.
thing, isn't it? You know what she keeps in there?
Nothing. At the moment. It was empty when we opened it.
How bizarre.
Can't a woman keep an empty egg in her room?
Pointer property originally, purloined by the fellows. Typical.
Ok.
I haven't seen that tape for a long time. Who broke it?
No idea.
Ah, well, possessions are fleeting, my friends. Is this important?
Possibly.
What's this?
It looks like it might be a telescope. Thought you might know something about it.
Well, it certainly is a telescope. It has a part there to screw onto a tripod, you see. It's rather small, though. I'm not sure you could see many stars with it.
No, probably not.
Fitz seems rather keen to grow things like this in his greenhouse, doesn't he?
What's wrong with that?
Well, you can't eat it. Makes you wonder why he bothers at all. This is supposed to be Felix, is it?
I think so.
I see he's afforded himself considerable artistic license.
Qué cabrón, ¿eh?
This looks a little rushed, even by Felix's standards.
At least he tried.
Yes, I suppose it's good for the old fellow to have a hobby. Keeps his mind from decaying, you know.
Es muy ácido, ¿eh?
Freya was well acquainted with the abstract, I'll say that much.
What does it look like to you?
To me, it's a big, red thing.
What a fascinating interpretation.
He's right, though. It is a big red thing.
Poppy's two closest friends. Freya looks so innocent there. These were drawn by Freya? She must have drawn that one of Hawkshaw rather recently.
I guess.
A diary can be a wonderful outlet for an outpouring of one's soul.
How do you know it's a diary?
I suppose I don't, but it does look like a diary.
Sí, la verdad es que sí que parece un diario.
Curious creature, isn't it? Some sort of amphibious bipedal fishman.
Playing a trumpet.
Playing a trumpet, yes.
¿Cómo sabe que es bípedo?
What a precious photograph. She hasn't changed a bit, has she?
Who?
Oh, if you don't know, perhaps I don't either. Oh, my. This is the first piece that Primrose ever learnt on the piano. Primrose, that is Poppy's mother. She passed it down to Poppy when she started teaching her how to play.
Poppy's piano teacher was her mother?
Of course. Warms my heart to know that after everything, Poppy still has it up on her wall.
Eso es bonito e importante, maybe, ¿eh?
I've seen those earmuffs before. They're the ones Fitz always wears when he's out the front gardening.
Always wears?
Whenever I've seen him, yes. I think you may wish to adjust your threshold of what you consider to be a clue.
¡Qué gilipollas!
That's rather a small cage for 3 birds, isn't it? But then, aren't we all trapped in a cage? What kind of flower is that?
We're not sure. I think it might be the only one of its kind.
Primrose would know. My wife was a floriculturalist. Best in the field. That's a flower joke, but she was.
Interesting.
A ver si nos ha dicho cosas interesantes,
Well,
¿eh?
now, that is most definitely none of my business. Quite possibly none of yours either.
Bueno, si envuelven un crimen, sí.
So, we found some research. What's up with this golden beetle? Is this something you're studying?
I can't help you, I'm afraid. I think it must be something left behind by a previous inhabitant of Tangle Tower. I'm not the first scientist to ever walk these halls, you know.
Well, it wasn't in the halls. It was in your astronomy tower.
Ok.
There's something about Hawkshaw's handheld microscope. Something suspicious.
Let's ask her about it.
A ver qué más. Oh.
That's all the statements.
Let's go over them all.
Luego. Mandamos los logros, ¿eh? Es mi expediente de caso y historia.